Truthful Wakes here, and this article is brought to me by www.deroot.com. Black women hit hard by unemployment. About 10.6% of those aged 20 or older are out of work, a figure unchanged from a year ago. This article was wrote by Lynette Holloway, and it was uploaded September 6, 2014 at 8:40 in the morning a.m. While unemployment rates have fallen for nearly every group of Americans after the most recent recession, there appears to be no reprieve for black women. An estimated 10.6% of black women aged 20 or older are unemployed, a figure unchanged from a year ago. International Business Times reports, citing Friday's job report from the Labor Department. The overall unemployment rate for blacks in August was 11.4%, compared with 5.3% for whites and 7.5% for Hispanics and Latinos. The rate for adult women edged down to 5.7% from 6.2% a year ago, while unemployment for adult Hispanic women rose to 8.1% from 7.7%, the report says. For single mothers, the number rose to 9.3% from 9.1% last year. Unemployment for adult African American fell to 10.8% from 13.4% a year ago. While black men suffered more job losses than black women during the recession, the report notes black women continued to lose jobs during the recovery, while black men regained jobs. Between June 2009 and June 2011, black women lost 258,000 jobs, while black men gained 127,000 jobs, according to government data. And although black women represent 12.5% of all American female workers in June 2009, in the 2 years following, black women accounted for more than 42% of the jobs lost by all women, according to the National Women's Law Center. The high unemployment numbers for black women are due in part to a concentration of jobs in the service and government sectors. The service sector was hit hard during the recession, and local, state, and federal government agencies also trimmed their payrolls during the period of austerity, the report says. Black women had the highest percentage of employment in the public sector compared to race ethnic groups, including white women. Nikki Dickerson von Laquette, an associate professor of labor and employment relations and sociology at Pennsylvania State University, told IBT in an email, "Because of black women's concentration in these jobs, our research showed their employment was most heavily affected by these changes." I'll leave a link to this article in the description box below so you can read it for yourself. And also, I encourage you to do your own research. Do your own research, because if you look at the true number for unemployment in the United States of America, the USA, we're looking at over 20% of unemployment. That is Depression era rates. And then once we start looking at specific race, ethnic, minority groups, gender, you start looking at 30 and 40% unemployment rates. Speaking as an African American woman, I do see the unemployment and the underemployment rates extremely high. I mean, they're astronomically high. I have 3 degrees, and I struggled to find a job. I recently, my seasonal job that I had as a part-time custodian ended a week ago, and then I was lucky enough to land another job working for a local grocery store food chain as a third shift stock employee, and this is making $8.65 an hour, and it's still part-time, and it took me 3.5 months to get that position. So yes, unemployment rates, underemployment rates, when it comes to black women, when it comes to black men, black people, people of color, African Americans, Latino, Hispanic, Native Americans, etc., they're extremely high. And I stated this in my other video. Make sure you subscribe to my other channel, the Vordeer92 account, link in the description box below as well. But I described in the other video, the problem with people of color, and the reason why one of the reasons why our unemployment rates are extremely high is the fact that We don't produce anything. We don't own any businesses. We don't own any corporations. We're not creating the jobs. We're waiting for corporate America, aka white America, to give us access to resources, jobs, and careers. We need to practice nepotism and community building so we can create our own jobs, our own corporations and businesses, create revenue, and keep the income and revenue in our community so we can uplift our entire culture and race and people. It's really that simple, you know, and people need to really come together and make it happen. But like I said, if you want to see my other video where I talk about the state of black unemployment, it's on the Vordeer92 account, link in the description box below, and the link to this article is also in the description box below.